Guys, my name is Tom Siara. I am an HIV LGBTQ advocate from Poland, founder of Undetectables initiative, which started off as a U=U campaign for Poland. The concept of this campaign was to introduce the message of U=U to Polish community, and we decided to do it through our living testimonies. My testimony of living with HIV for 18 years and being undetectable throughout this whole period, and my seronegative partner Adam, to whose courage to entrust the results of Partner 1 studies, we owe the possibility to become the living proofs of the message of U=U. Campaign launched back in 2019 through a series of publications based on our coming out as several different couple, and the outpouringly positive response from media and also the community empowered us to commit to this project long term. And over time we formed up a whole group of whistleblowers, a group of people who decided to commit to pushing the message of U=U despite the anti-LGBTQ attitude coming from our government. The whole concept of our campaign was to use our testimonies of getting through the phase of PTSD, the reality of living with HIV, and returning to our normal lives past stigma, to use to explain the mechanics behind stigma, phobia and aggression, to change the way we talk about HIV, because we have one of the best treatment programs in Europe. We have easy access to our doctors, our activists who take pride in working in this field. And the biggest struggle that we face here in terms of dealing with HIV is the stigma. A long story short, we are here, and with the strength that we were able to build up along this whole journey, we are ready for the next phase. We want to use our experience to identify issues that affect our community. We call this campaign the Pl.Ague, and the launch of it will occur on the 13th of December, and it will include retelling of two events from the history of a public health crisis and the rights of LGBTQ community. We'll begin it with ACT UP and their fight for their lives and the lives of others affected by the outbreak of HIV/AIDS epidemic, and to whom all of us living with HIV owe lives to. That history is very inspiring and relatable to the situation in Poland. It's now more than ever when we are in a desperate need of call to arms in terms of fighting for our rights against the plague of systemic homophobia and stigmatization. We'll go back to 2015, which we now know was the first year that our government decided to build up the whole anti-LGBTQ agenda to strengthen their position in our country, including the whole process of politicizing our fight with coronavirus epidemic in Poland, to what happens right now with the illegal ruling regarding abortion ban. And all those topics are petri dish of those mechanisms that our government uses to not only antagonize our community against each other, but also to deflect the focus from what they are doing to dismantle our democracy, to convey our message and make it accessible to as many of us as possible. We'll introduce our bilingual, ultimately English first approach to messaging. We'll use many different forms of communication and best practices from the field of advertising that will allow us to push the message in the most effective way. So we'll do our best to get you as engaged into our messaging as possible, to showcase that what happens in Poland is a perfect example of the fact that not all freedoms are given. and hopefully all together this will connect our communities across borders to build up a common voice, and hopefully this whole madness that occupies our countries will turn into a positive change, and we want to do our part in it. The journey that we embark on is definitely a one-way ticket, but we are ready for it and ready to commit to it long term. So please support us and stand by us. It would help immensely to have you on our side. Thank you so much and see you soon. Bye bye.